This is being live streamed. Got it. Okay, and so you're going to check and make sure it's all good. Okay, thank you, Pumpkin. Okay, welcome everyone. We're just finishing getting our streaming together. Isn't it fantastic we have this? This is being live streamed. Good. Okay, Chris, I can hear myself. Okay, and so you're going to check and make sure it's all good. Okay, thank you, Pumpkin. I forgot about. Okay, welcome everyone. Myself. Hang on one second. Finishing getting our streaming together. Isn't it fantastic? What do I do? Good. Okay, what? Chris, I can hear myself. You want to come look at it? Yeah, we've done this many times. So I forgot about. Okay, I can hear myself. Hang on one second. So you getting our streaming together. Isn't it fantastic? What do I do? It's not a setting on YouTube. Okay, I change. I can hear myself. I thought it was a setting on YouTube. Yeah, we've done this many times. Video. There. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Good. That seems to be working now. Donna's going to let people in. She's going to check YouTube, make sure we sound good over there because I had to mute myself. So I didn't hear you over here on Zoom, and we're going to be able to get started. Okay, keep letting more people in. Ooh, yay. Okay. All right, so let us know in the chat, hi, where you are. I'm on YouTube and the stream is working. Yay, thank you, Paul. Fantastic. Oh, yes, Donna, I've got to make her the co-host. We've got so many fun techie things to do here. Okay. Hi from London. Hi, Marianne. Okay, good. All right, I think we've got it. So let's go ahead and start our recording over here. All right, welcome everyone. I'm so happy that you're here. This is a really exciting day. This is 2022, wow, and we are already to the 17th of January. However, what's really cool is when we shift years, we don't just have this hard stop, right? The energies are going out, the energies are coming in. So we're having this really fun special event here on my show, The Infinite Show. And I'm going to share with you right now a little bit about what we're going to do today. We have an amazing guest. And this is a really wonderful lady. You've probably seen her on my show before. And we've had the pleasure of meeting them. Let's see, is this working? There we go. And I met Holly and Paul when we lived in San Diego, and they're just incredibly lovely. So you're going to have an amazing time. So welcome, welcome. My show has changed names this year. It is called Infinite, and we are going to be exploring your infinite self, how you are infinite light, how you came here designed to live an infinite life. And so welcome, Akasha. I am a 35-year healer and mystic and all that good stuff. And I'm really excited to be here in this moment and time. I know it's really stressful to a lot of people that we have changes in our environment and the way that we work and the way that we do things. However, guess what? We are truly blessed to be alive right now. This is a moment that has never existed before. The evolutionary opportunity right now, things are moving faster. So you're having faster breakdowns, faster breakthroughs. And we have to be more and more careful of who we are being, what we are thinking, what we are feeding our head, and how we are deciding. We can't run around with all this trauma and drama and busyness and push like before. So make sure that you take a peek at my previous video earlier this month about the energies of 2022. I'm calling it an abundant year because the energies are big, okay? That means a lot, so you have to be careful. So we're gonna go have all of these amazing, here's our schedule. We're going to have all these amazing guests are going to show us how to follow our blueprint and get Aztec and Mayan perspectives on the truths of what's happening right now. We're going to find out channel guidance. And today, the beautiful Holly is going to channel some amazing guidance for us. We're going to look at astrology predictions for the wild years ahead. And we're going to have angel guidance, and we're going to have a specialist on burnout and depletion, how to get that out of your system so that you can be fully present and fully in the moment this year to ride that wave of energy, of abundant energy. And then also allow yourself to connect to, I'm going to do this week. So the next two that we're going to be doing is Wednesday, I'm going to be live. I'm going to be sharing soul reading stories. What does that mean? I'm going to show you how your soul, that higher part of you, that those other lives, the parts that are in your Akashic records, the parts that are in your soul blueprint, you have this amazing light body, and it is filled with codes and information. You came here with everything you need, just like a little seed or an acorn, and you want to remember that your soul is communicating all the time. So we're going to take a look at how to read your life and how to see the things that are coming up, because we can get into, I need this, I want this, I have to have that. And that's something that's been put on us by conditioning or by circumstances or by other people. And this is the moment to break free of that and listen to your true inner self. And then on Friday, we're going to have the beautiful Raquel. I just adore Raquel. She was one of my clients many years ago. And she is going to come. She does human design, but she does this spiritual blueprint. And she's going to show you how to align with your path, what is best for you. All right, so let's get started for today. Today we have the beautiful Holly Marwood, and I'm gonna just share, here we go. So Holly's the director of Soul Genesis Inc. This is the company she has with her beautiful husband, Paul. Hi, Paul. And she's a conscious channel and international Akashic Records instructor and reader. She's been an active conscious channel for 13 years. She began channeling publicly and professionally in 2011, when she first started channeling the High Council of Orion. And since then, she's channeled Ishtara, the angelic realm, and her main guide, Melchizedek, yay, and thousands of channeled readings through the Akashic Records readings. So she began her channeling career very reluctantly. So if some of you are a little bit like, I'm not sure, I have this intuition awakening class and we do practice sessions and everybody's a little bit, I'm not sure, what if I'm wrong, what if I'm not? And it's really common to feel that. So it's really wonderful to see someone as talented and beautiful and elegant at what she does and know that she started reluctantly, like maybe you were or are. And she even referred to herself as a reluctant channel. So since then, she's fully embraced channeling and her life has been transformed and her relationship with these beautiful energetic beings. And she wishes the same for each of you. All right, so welcome, Holly.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here with all of you and share the wisdom of the High Council of Orion and really us moving, as you've shared, Akasha, into the, really our highest potential. And I'm sure they'll talk more about that because we have so many opportunities to let old patterns go, to adopt new patterns now, like the world and the energies are aligned with us releasing old patterns.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a sec, I can hear somebody. Okay, I think somebody they're muted now. Okay, good. Great. Well, so share a little bit about what you've been seeing or experiencing. I know you work with a lot of clients like I do, and you work with people all over the world and, all the last couple of years, of course, but in I'd say the last half or the last quarter of 2021 was quite intense. I saw, and we're seeing the footprint of what we're moving into. So give us some insights into what you've been seeing.
Yeah, what I've been seeing is, number one, I just feel like so many more people are waking up, but also the other piece of it that I think is really essential, and through all of the different energies and beings that I channel, there is this really common theme. And hopefully for many of you listening, you will relate to this. We have been conditioned over the last long while on this planet to feel that we need to heal everything in order to move ahead, to get the goodies, to really live our fullest and highest potential. And so many of us, and I'm sure many of you can raise your hand, you spent a long time. I know I've spent decades working on healing. Anyone else in that boat too? And we feel like that healing journey is like this onion that has this infinite number of layers. And a lot of us honestly are really tired of healing and feeling the insufficiency that we need to keep healing things. And through the High Council of Orion, Ishtara, through my work in the Akashic Records, the time is now for us to understand that we actually can spend more of our time deciding that what's in our field of desires is actually what is possible for us. And it's not in our field of desires for some reason that we're going to be thwarted, but like, let's start taking what's in our field of desires seriously and say, if it's here in my field of desires, then it is possible for me. And I can start moving towards it, even if I still have some imperfections, even if I still have some things that I wish I could release. But the idea is, and we know this, but as we have been doing all this healing work, that healing work is really happening for things that happened in the past. So a lot of our energy is tied up in past, maybe in the present, but mostly in the past. And when we are in an awakened state, we're always dealing in the present moment and moving our energies forward. So what they're really asking us to do is acknowledge the fact that we have some things that have been hard for us, but also really get on our side and say, but I have what it takes to move forward, and start approaching life from that place of, I have what it takes. Now let me find the solutions to take a step today to move forward. So it's very optimistic, but also from the point of view that a lot of these things, like the judgment we hold against ourselves because of our imperfection, in an awakened state, we're not judgmental. It just doesn't, it's not there. We understand, we accept, we're in the flow. And so if in our awakened state, we're not judgmental, particularly against ourselves, then let's start practicing that now. Let's start getting on our side. And that's the way that we can really activate awakened energies now and stop waiting. We get to stop waiting and start moving into what our potential is. And you know me, I can keep going, so I'll just pause with that. But it's really exciting. And it's also a big pivot for us to practice, not always looking at our problems, but also start really looking at what capacity do I have, and what are the steps that are in my moment right now that I can do to trust myself, to love myself, to be on my side, to know that the right circumstances are really right there. And I want to look for those instead of looking for all the wounds that I think I need to heal. That's really the big theme.
Perfect. I absolutely love that, because I hear this all the time. So I thought that was so funny. We just say, I'll get on a session with someone, whether they're new or they've been working with me, and they'll be like, I feel like I've been doing this for so long. You just have no idea how much work I've been doing, decades or years or struggles and this, or that came up again. Really? Why? Didn't I do that? And this is really important. Another way to put what Holly's saying is where we're going. Okay, as we're moving towards our more original self, like this, like higher states of consciousness, higher states of enlightenment. Lots of people like to say 5D, say 8D, beyond D, whatever it is. Those questions don't make sense anymore. Because when you're like, what's wrong with me? What do I need to fix? I still need to work on this. That's another thing I invite you to get rid of. Don't work on it anymore. Right? Play with it, accept it. Acceptance is the most powerful state, because then you forgive it, it lets go, and you can go, oh, okay, what else is out here? Because our idea of what we need to be is not the actual truth of what needs to happen or who we're becoming. So that's just a brilliant thing. Everybody should write that down and underline it about 25 times. Yeah, seriously. And that idea of accepting yourself, being gentle, being kind, being more in the flow. And what are you seeing around the shift out of the intense masculine energy of the mind and the body, working hard hours, figuring it out, analyzing everything, writing it down, doing 25,000 things? That kind of thing is fading too.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it, really the foundational energy in it is, and this sounds like a cliche, but this is also our leading edge of growth, is how can we trust exactly where we are right now and really, really start leaning into the energy that all that I need is already flowing through me. And so we don't have to adopt, part of the patriarchal model is this adopting other people's ideas and following their methodologies and not even tuning into if it's right and true for us. And so really saying that I actually have the wisdom flowing within me and I'm willing to open up to what that is so that I'm in right aligned action with me and let everyone else do their right aligned action, and allowing ourselves that deep trust that it's there, and our willingness to open up to it, play with it, put into action all that we get and we receive and that we're guided to, because that is also a really key energy moving forward. Also is this energy of, as we trust it and we receive it, whatever it is putting it into action. I've worked with a lot of people over the years, and we've had this theme of somebody else needs to tell me and then it's just going to magically happen, or somebody else needs to do it for me, and then it will magically happen. And the truth is, all the energies and energy workers, light workers, all that we're doing is creating a new energetic condition for you to live and express in. So you want to say, what can I do? Because as you are in the doing, not the masculine overdoing, but that soul aligned doing, that you put into action, and then you start really feeling empowered because you've listened, you've found out what's right for you, and you've acted on it accordingly, and you see the fruits of that. And from that place, then you're empowered from your center point instead of always feeling as if somebody else has the magic key, because we are, as Ishtara says, great beings of light. And that's what you were talking about in the beginning. And now it's time to discover that that's what we really are. And that light and that truth really is flowing through us. Not that it's a great idea that we're aspiring to, but really embodying it now so that we're in our right flow of life, whatever that looks like. And for some people, it's still going to look very patriarchal. And for some of us, it's going to look very different and be in a really divine flow. But no matter what it is, if it's right for you, then your life will have the shifts that you're desiring. You'll see the result of it from a place where you said, I did that. Mm-hmm. I aligned. I followed it. I put that into action or inaction, whatever it is. I was the one who made the changes, because that's where your alignment to your truth comes in and really creates a big difference.
Yeah. And this is really a time of learning to trust ourselves. And we've got centuries and beyond, right? Of, you need to have this person's permission, or you need to do it this way, or you're not done enough, or I'll tell you when you've achieved that, or I'll give you that permission. And that's so deeply embedded, right? That those fears come up when you start going, oh, I'm going to trust myself. And then maybe people around you say, what are you doing? That's weird. And then it doesn't go the way you thought. And then you start judging yourself, right? There's this whole pattern of releasing yourself from that inner program and habit. It's in the brain, right? And it's in the cells and it's in there. So the things you're talking about, as you say, today I'm going to listen to my inner voice. And instead, I'm going to do this from my soul perspective rather than the way I was taught or the way that pleases someone else. And that bit by bit is going to help you shift out of, those reactions of shutting down or not speaking up or being afraid to take your own steps.
Yeah. And I also feel that, a lot of us are in very much an all or none point of view, or a black and white point of view. Like, okay, I've been listening to all these people. Now I have to not listen to them at all anymore. And that is where we get a lot of resistance coming in. If we're in a place of saying, okay, this is how I've been, honor and acknowledge that that was where you've been. There's nothing wrong with it. You're never in a place that's wrong for you. You just want to say, okay, now I'm feeling growth and I'm feeling change afoot. So what if, every morning I asked my inner guidance, in whatever way you want to tap into that, what's one thing I can do today that brings me more into willingness to hear my truth, follow it, and use it in terms of, like what you want to have for breakfast. It can be super simple. What do you want to wear for, tap into your inner guidance about what you want to wear today. Like what's going to bring you in the aligned energy. It doesn't have to be some big, huge thing. You can do it in very small aligned steps to give yourself the time and the energy to trust that it's there. So it's really important to stay out of this all or none. Listen, if you need to still listen to other guidance, you're still in a patriarchal model, it's okay. It's okay. But also know that you're growing into this other dimensional reality about who you really are. So play with it in little tiny steps that feel safe and secure. Because if every single day you woke up and you just said, okay, I'm going to tap into my soul about what I want to have for breakfast today. And you realize the whole course of your week feels different because you started with a different breakfast. That's empowering. Yeah. That's allowing you. And, maybe it's not about breakfast, but it's just these tiny, small moments. So it keeps your mind out of wanting to be black and white. And it keeps you in that beautiful gray area, because it's the gray area where you grow.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you're open. Right? You're open to something completely different. And I like that idea because as a hypnotherapist, I understand that when you break a pattern, right, you have to keep going, oh, this way instead of that way, this way instead of that way. And you start to rewire those neural pathways in the brain. And when it's not something super emotional, right? It's not like, should I spend $500,000 on this thing? Or, hey, what do I eat for breakfast? You're not going to have all that emotional goo like, oh, did I do it wrong? Yeah. Yeah. So you get to have that fun aspect to playing in your life. Near the end of last year, we were closing out the Intuition Awakening course, and it's such a lovey-dovey group. We're just loving on each other, everything. And I told them I had this amazing experience where I was walking through my coconut trees. I was listening to the ocean, and I was realizing that even though I'm living exactly what I've always wanted, there was a part of me that wasn't accepting it. That was like, well, it's here, but it's probably going to be taken away, or somehow it's wrong, or it'll blow it, and I wasn't really fully enjoying it. And what came to me was my inner child, who I was as a child, the playful fantasy, talking to the fairies, like that, really all the way in to living in the energies. And that's my paradigm, that's my role model, that's my template now, is am I feeling like that, as close to that as possible? Sometimes I'm tired, I'm not going woo, and the idea of walking the two worlds, blending as we're blurring the lines to who we've been and how we have lived, and not judging it and getting caught up in who's right or wrong, or wish it happened sooner, or any of that, because it drags you down back into that. But the Maya, where I live, the ancient Maya, they believed in the spiritual realm as much as they believed in the physical realm. It was as real to them, and their life every minute of every day was in both worlds. Mm-hmm. And so that to me is like one of the biggest opportunities that we have, is to get to play like that now.
I agree. And that's, again, this sort of and energy. And that comes through a lot in the channeled work I do, is because, again, our mind is polarized because we're in this polarized three-dimensional world, but it's like allowing things to be cohesive in lots of different ways. Like you're talking about, we can be multidimensional. We don't have to ascend out of this dimension into the next dimension. We expand to, while we're here in 3D, to include 5D or whatever D you're aspiring to, because it's all in the same field. And a lot of it is opening up our awareness. I'm just going to start teaching a channeling class in February that I've collaborated with the High Council of Orion about. And, they're talking about the fact that so many of these things that we aspire to are things that are absolutely inherent to who we are, but they just haven't been reinforced. Yeah. They're the atrophied muscle. And so many of these things that we're desiring and aspiring to, they really already are. inherent to who we are. Like you're saying, living between the worlds and living multidimensionally. We're wired to do that. The truth is, it's been kind of a perpetration to think we have to achieve our way to it. What we really need to do is open to it, because it's naturally who we are in our highest form of our potential.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's let Holly bring on whatever's going to come in.
Well, the intention today is to share from the High Council of Orion. And Nan, if you want to stop me at some point, or I'll intuitively ask the High Council of Orion to stop me.
Just go. We're in the flow.
Okay, awesome. Just so everyone knows, I'm a conscious channel. So me as Holly, I'm still present. I close my eyes only not to look mysterious and mystical, but because it helps me see the imagery that they're bringing through and stay deeply connected to it. And I actually have no idea what they're going to talk about. I'm going to be learning right along with you. They know the energy of the group in the moment and in the future. And I now know I just totally turn over to their wisdom, love, inspiration, and guidance. So I'll just be quiet for a moment as I tune deeply back into them once again. Greetings, dear ones. We are the High Council of Orion. It's with great joy that we come to all of you. Great excitement, anticipation, because of the opening that's available to all of you. For many of you have had a long-standing desire to truly know what your highest potential is, to truly live it. And as has already been present in this conversation today, you're ready to not wait any longer. So the question is, in this new energetic field that is available to you, why is it available to you now? It's not because a year changed to a different number. It's because the energetic conditions of the awakening on the planet have created new openings, new potentials, so that all that you desire is more easily accessible for you to embody in this moment in time. So one of the key energies, if you would like to take notes, if you like stepwise, if you like guided direction, not just inspiration, step number one is to really be in this place. Again, this has been presenced already here in this conversation this morning, is to be able to truly do the very best you can to release judgment. As many of you already know, but it needs to be brought into this energetic space through this transmission at this time, that judgment allows you, and yes, we are using this word allows, the energy of judgment allows you to continue staying right where you are. So there's a pause here to allow you to really feel that. Judgment allows you to stay right where you are. So we can twist this around and have fun with it and say, would you like to stay exactly where you are right now? And if where you are right now feels right, aligned, and you're on your highest purpose, start judging yourself for that. Start having fun with judging yourself for being so successful in particular areas of your life. Judge yourself harshly for all the growth and that you've done, because that is where you will stay. So really think about that, because the truth is, there is such a belief that judgment creates a new opportunity, and it absolutely is not true. So if it isn't true, and all of you have had plenty of experience proving that to yourself, that actually I've been very judgmental against myself and I really haven't made any progress with that. If you really want to move into this, then do what you can in a kind, loving, non-judgmental way to begin to eradicate judgment. Now, humanity tends to say, and notice how they're judging other people and the externals. Do you know that the reason you judge other people and external events, whether they're close personal friends or family, people you work with, or things going on in the world, the reason you do that is only because it's very simple. There's judgment in your energetic field. So if you want to eradicate judgment, the best way to do it in every area of your life is see how you can start to be kind, loving, and nurturing to yourself. Start catching judgment at the point of origin, which is within you. So how do you turn judgment around? Please open up to the idea that you're not going to turn it on a dime. It's okay. The learning of judgment has been very complete. So when you're wanting to dismantle a very strongly existing paradigm, what you want to do is be able to dismantle it slowly. You're not going to take the wrecking ball in there and dismantle it all at once. You want to do it in really kind, gentle, loving ways with yourself without adding more opportunity to judge. So what are the ways that you can get on your side? Because none of it, the freedom from judgment, has nothing to do with what you're doing and how you're being in the world. It's more your perception of what you're doing and being in the world. So how can you start shifting your perspective to all the beautiful, wonderful, yummy things you're doing, waking up every day and congratulating yourself for whatever it is? Start getting on your side. And when you catch yourself in judgment, turn it around and simply say, I love you. I'm here with you. And really be that. It's because judgment is assuming a particular outcome. And if the outcome isn't there, then you feel like there's an insufficiency with you. But the reality is you can just stop the cycle of judging yourself in little tiny increments. Maybe today, we'll go back to the food conversation. Maybe today, one meal you ate food that you really liked. Instead of noticing the 2 meals that you didn't like the food you ate, notice the one. Celebrate that. Celebratory energy brings you into a more open field. And when you're in a more open field, you have an easier opportunity to change the patterns that exist. So step number 1 is being able to release the energy of judgment that's keeping you stuck where you are, because what you really want to do is be in a free-flowing energy that opens up to new opportunities. And those new opportunities are the opportunities that are desiring and coming and bubbling up uniquely from within you. For there's no one on the planet who has a desire field that's exactly like yours. Sure, you may have similar desires to other people, or you could say, well, all humans have this particular desire. But if you sat down with 100 people and wrote the list of your desires, there would be no 2 people who would have the exact same list. So the reality then is step number 2 is really start acknowledging what it is that you desire. And as has already been said earlier today, before this transmission even began, this energy of your field of desires is truly what is calling forth your attention from your intention, your soul calling. You could call it your mission or your purpose. And none of it has to do necessarily with your purpose. I must do this job, but it's what are the experiences that your soul's calling in for you that are taking you to the next level of your experience, of your unfolding, of your awakening? And the best way to know what those breadcrumbs are will be your desires. So the focus often is, I have this desire, and because it hasn't been met, maybe there's something in my way. Maybe I have bad karma. Maybe I have energies in my family that don't allow me to do it. Maybe I'm problematic in it. The reality is, open up to what you desire as basically a soul calling message for you. Being able to say, I'm going to trust that my desire is there for a really great reason. And if my desire is there, if I'm feeling it, for some of you have had desires for years and years, even decades. So how about opening up to, wow, if this desire is here and it's been going on for so long, this desire means it's possible for me to have the experience of what this desire can bring to me. Now, if you've had a desire for maybe many years and decades and it's been unfulfilled, it doesn't mean it has to be fulfilled in the way that it initially came through. It could be that it's going to be fulfilled in a new way, but the outcome of the energy and the trust of who you are and what you're expanding into is still available to you. So it sounds so simple, but it's actually a profound shift to be able to say, I'm going to decide here and now today, to the best of my ability, that my desires are possible. Even if I haven't experienced them yet, even if I have no idea how they're going to come to pass, I'm going to take them personally and seriously in that kind, loving, respectful way. Because as soon as your focus goes on, these are my desires, and I know if they're in my desire field, they are possible to manifest. Can you feel immediately, if you consider maybe a desire that's felt thwarted for a long time? Bring that to mind right now. What is it that you've been desiring that you haven't been able to experience yet? If you haven't been able to experience it yet, it doesn't mean you're broken, you're wrong, you're insufficient. Now, the tendency of human consciousness is to really focus on all the ways that it hasn't happened, and feeling, again, broken, insufficient, not connected, not aligned, held back. But what we want to do is shift the focus to what your present moment is and be able to say, now feel your energy on this. After you've felt this, the constriction and maybe the additional judgment you've had against yourself around something not coming to pass the way you'd like, and then move into the space of saying, wow, I have this desire. If I have this desire that's flowing through me, and it's been so consistent over the days, months, years, and even decades, I'm going to open up and allow that it is possible for me. And you want to focus on the energy that it's possible. You open up to the energy that the desire is bringing you information about what's possible for you in this incarnated experience. Now, as you sit with us for a moment, it's possible. It's possible. Now, you know what your beautiful mind's going to do? Some of you already have this happening. Well, how's it going to happen? What's going to happen? I've tried a million different things. When's it going to happen? Who's it going to happen with? Okay. So if your mind gets really active like that, just treat your mind like an inquisitive little child and just say, honey, I'm busy right now. I hear you. I acknowledge all that you're saying. I need to focus on this right now. So honor and acknowledge your busy mind that's been well conditioned to bring in worry, concern, fear, limitation. It's resurrecting past energies. Acknowledge it and allow it to just sit quietly on the side. If you need to, metaphorically put it up on a shelf and say, I'll get back to you later, honey, when I'm not busy. And then get back into this energy of, without the requirement that you need to know the how, just that it's possible. What you've done is you've set aside the judgment, which is opening up your energetic field. You're moving more into alignment with all the possibilities that are there. And what you get to do is activate the energy of moving forward. As you activate the energy of moving forward through your willingness to move past the judgment and past your history into the place of really honoring and acknowledging what's in your field of desires is possible for you. And then the third step is this: being able to trust that if this desire is coming from within you. It's coming from your connected flow to the universe, through your soul, through your highest potential. If you're willing to acknowledge that in this moment, then what you also are, you can know with certainty that the steps towards it are equally available to you. They're not withheld. They may have been a mystery up till now, but you've been approaching it from a different point of view. When you begin to approach it from this energy of possibility, this energy of hope, this energy of taking your desires seriously, meaning not seriously like you've got to really work it, but seriously like it's here. I'm going to trust it that it's here. And as you do that, as you feel into this and you say, all right, if this desire is possible and the way towards it is flowing through me just as much as my desire is, open up to just one thing that you can do, think, feel, be, and align to in any given moment, and allow that to come through without a demand. Remember, you're going to be opening up and exercising your muscles of being willing to listen from this place of inner trust that your desires mean something for you and that your inner desires are possible for you. And as you do this, as you open up, as you say, well, I wonder what steps I can take towards it today or in this moment, and then go about your life assuming connection, assuming success, and assuming alignment, which brings us to point number 4. One of the most beautiful things you can do for yourself is to bring in the energy of assuming or expecting success. Generally, humans are conditioned to work this backwards, and we want to put it in right order now. The idea is humans generally say, I am successful because. It means there's certain things and qualities that you're looking for. And because those have shown up, then you can say, I'm successful. I'm successful because I did these things. I achieved these things. I learned this. I let go of that. Therefore, now I will own my success. So what we're asking you to do is completely reverse that so that you're going to assume or expect success. Now, why are you saying two different things? Assume or expect. Some of you are going to really love the energy of the word assume. Some of you are going to resonate more strongly with the energy of expect. It doesn't matter what you put in front of it. Assume or expect success in everything that you do. If you feel into the energies of this, if you assume success or if you expect success, you actually find it. Why? Because you're actually opening up your field to discover it. You're in a vortex of saying, I'm going to assume that I'm successful. Now you're going to start looking for success versus the older model that says you're assuming it's going to be hard, it's going to be laborious. You're going to look at all the evidence of the times that it didn't happen, but we want to turn all this around so that no matter what it is, you're going to assume success, whether it's something in your personal life, whether it's something in your work life, whether it's in your relational life. It really doesn't matter. If you go about your day, you're assuming success. Assume success while you're driving the car. Assume success when you're in the grocery store. Assume success when you're in the shower. Assume success when you're interacting with the people in your life. Just be in a vortex of success. And what you're doing is, once again, we love the energy of opening up the energy field because it's opening up the energy field that allows new opportunities, new awareness, new insights, new experiences, new synchronicities to come in. And so these are really some very simple, applicable steps that can bring you into a vortex of success. Just imagine for a moment, if you're in the right place and time to close your eyes and feel into yourself, imagine a beautiful flow of golden iridescent light flowing through you that's connected to source, that's anchoring you into the planet. And as you feel this, just for a brief moment, opening up and allowing it, and what you're going to be invited to do right now is just invite the energy of success into your field. For the word represents an energetic. So invite the energy of success in. It's unconditional success. It's not worldly success. It's just a vibration of success. It's available to you from the field all the time. And as you invite and feel the energy of success, invite the energy of success to adjust your physical body, adjust your posture, adjust your breathing. Allow the energy of success to flow out through your core, your physical body, and into your energetic bodies around you. Allow your energy of success to be anchored into the planet. Allow your energy of success to be sourced from source. And notice as you embody an unconditional energy of success, what happens? Because at your core, success, alignment, freedom from judgment, all the things that have been shared with you today in this one transmission, in this one message. These are qualities that already are you. To be in alignment, to trust, to vision, to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are successful without looking at the evidence of the world around you. It's not that you're not successful because you want to just vibrate in a field of success. And if you begin to work with and implement these 4 simple energies, you'll be able to bring yourself into this field that allows you to feel like you're making progress, you're moving forward. You don't necessarily have to peel all the layers of the onion and then keep waiting. The waiting is over if you're willing to show up for yourself in this way with so much kindness, love, respect, and understanding for yourself. Being willing to see yourself in the potential of all that's been discussed here. Find the lightness and the greatness within you in each and every moment. And as you do, as you already know, your attention's going to go there. The more you find the beauty, the grace, the light within, you will discover more. Embody it, own it, acknowledge that it already is you. Hold it with pride. Hold it with truth. And allow this to be the vortex of you with hope and optimism that you have everything it takes. You have a connection with everything that you desire in terms of your field of possibilities. And live that. Live that really selfishly and prove to yourself that all you desire is possible. And you get to live it in this moment, in this life. And that embodiment of your potential emanates out from you as a beautiful multidimensional lighthouse, allowing your energy of potential to feed into the collective consciousness, to allow access more easily to others on the planet who are striving for the same thing. Those who are waking up right now will have an easier time of connecting to their potential and all that you desire because you are embodying it. Do it for you. You feed that into collective, and it makes it easier for everyone else. And this is how we journey together through our awakening into our greatest experience, into our field of infinite possibilities while we're here. It's not a requirement that you have to wait. Be blessed. We are the High Council of Orion.
I said, how delicious. Oh, wonderful. That was beautiful. Michelle says that was beautiful. So please share if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have anything to feedback on that. And I think Donna's watching the YouTube if you want to share anything there. Wow, it was just wonderful. And what I loved is it's the full moon today. It's Martin Luther King Day. And so we have so many amazing energies coming in. The idea of not judging, what a profound place to be in for that incredible message, right? For the reminder of that. And the idea of assuming, I love that because I'm going to go look up the actual definition of assume. I like to see the words, right? Because it's like taking on, right? Assuming it, becoming one with it. That's the way it feels. So it's a very delicious way of describing, get you out of your head. Not, I have to do this. How do I do this? Right? Just like, ooh, into that. So let's see. Mariana said the perfect lesson for the times ahead. Thank you so much. And Pamela said mahalo. She always sends us these beautiful Hawaiian things. Nui loa, for the reminder that we do it for ourselves and we do so for the whole. Absolutely. Hi, Denise. Release all judgment. Yes, when we judge others, we judge ourselves. Keep the energy open and flowing. Love inviting success in all ways. Namaste. Thank you. Deb said, as you spoke, the sounds in my ears kept getting louder. That's interesting. That's something clearing in your energy field. She said, can we turn it down? Like, I don't know. It seems like
I do know that when I channel, my voice gets really loud. So I'm not sure if it's that, but it could also be an energetic. If it feels energetic, Deb, what I would suggest is tap into the High Council of Orion. If you feel like that, tell them what it is and ask them to help you process and integrate whatever that energy is.
Yeah, I know. I tend to get softer. I speak softer sometimes. Sometimes it comes out really strong. So that kind of thing, you do have to kind of pay attention to your own other side. So, well, before I share your goodies, is there anything else you want to share that was just so wonderful? I'm buzzing.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like they said it all in this moment. You know, they could go on and on with so many things. And what I do want, what I will share is that they talk about the transmission, and whenever, well, any of the ones that I channel, but they talk about the transmission. And is that, so they're the words and we understand the words and the ideas, but they're always flowing on this beautiful energy that's coming through you. So there's this energetic piece of it to align with our truth that lines up with what they're talking about. So it really can have, it like magnifies the impact through the energetic transmission. It's not just like sitting in an academic lecture.
Yeah, definitely. Things come. And that's really what we were talking about, what we're moving into, is realizing that we're these energetic beings with multiple dimensions. We have mental states, emotional states, and beyond and beyond. And so we're communicating at all those levels. It's just, this is one very tiny voice, and hearing is only one really small way. So yeah, you may find that you get more from that message, that transmission, as the day goes on, if you listen to it again, because energetically it was a message that came into your whole field.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so do you want to share your gift and your offer, or do you want me to put the slide up? What would help?
Yeah, sure. You could put the slide up. We have two things. One is I think there's 14. It's it's a whole series of ascension guidance channelings from the High Council of Orion. It's a free gift we're offering to everyone. They're comprised of videos and audios. And also every single one of them has been transcribed for those people who love to read more than watch or listen. And again, 14 different pieces of wisdom from the High Council of Orion that's available to everyone. And I know that there's a link for that. And this has been compiled over several years. But what's interesting about it is it's always timely. And so people can, if you relate to the High Council of Orion, if you go get that, I really want to point out, I mean, I could point out all of them, but one of them that it's really important, that's something you can do on and on again, is you can jot this down. Go to the one that's about attunements, because they invite you to ask them for attunements whenever you wish. And they don't come in because they're ascension guides. They're not here to do it for us. We're doing our ascension. But what they do is if you ask them for an attunement, they will energetically come in. And what they say is like, it's almost like, a high level refinement, not to take over our free will, but just to give us slight energetic adjustments in the moment. And Paul and I have been doing those for years and have noticed some really amazing, tangible shifts with those. So I'll just point that out as one of the many things in there, but it's also something that you can do on a regular basis if you're aligned with that.
Wonderful. Yeah. So we'll be sending you the link. We'll be sending you, the replays and all the information. So you be sure to get that. And then I think you mentioned this. So you're going to be doing a channeling class.
Yes.
And everybody can get a special price if you want to join that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's actually, I'm going to tell a little funny personal story about that. Can I just do that?
Sure. Yeah.
For years, people have asked me to teach a channeling course. And as you said in the intro, I was like, are you kidding me? No, why would I teach that? And partly because channeling just happened for me. I didn't learn how to channel. It just happened. I actually didn't want it in the beginning. I shooed it away for a long time. No, go bother somebody else with that. And so it took me a while to embrace it. And so I thought, why would I teach it? Because nobody taught me how to do it. So I've said no for years. And then it was actually last year, the High Council of Orion said, it's time, and we're going to teach it with you. And as soon as they said that, I went, oh, okay, I'm all in for that. If you want to help me with that and you want to guide how this channeling thing is supposed to be taught, this is awesome. So I've been working with the High Council of Orion, developing an introductory class on learning how to channel. So it's all been guided by them, these beautiful ascension guides who I've been channeling since 2011. And it's really about foundationally that the class isn't like learn to channel a particular being, but open up to who is the right connection for you, and moving past insecurities and really honoring this as a gift. So it's just 4 meetings with a lot of real practice, not just learning, but practice during the class. And that's happening in February. And I know the information's up on the screen, and we do have a discount for all of you. And that's good through the end of this week. And that would, if channeling feels like a pathway for you, and not needing to channel the High Council of Orion or any particular being, but channeling the right beings for you, whether it's the angelic realm, your spirit guides, your higher self, or whatever being feels right and aligned for you. Because channeling is more about alignment than anything else. Your alignment to the information that comes through you relative to your soul's journey.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, I love it. Well, everyone's a channel. We're channeling, whether we call it that or not, right? And thankfully, a lot of these words, a lot of these things have become more and more common now, compared to when I know I was wandering around in the dark thinking, is there anybody else out there doing this stuff? And now we're just it's everywhere. So I think more important than ever is to be able to listen to your inner voice or your inner authority. I call it, because of all the conversations, all the information. Is this teacher right for you or not? And that ability to go within with a trusted connection in whatever way that is. And it might be someone different every time you tune in, right? It might be a different energy. So fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Holly. This has been amazing.
It's such a pleasure, as always, to connect with you and everyone here.
Absolutely. And
we're all in this together.
Oh boy, we sure are. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with proceeding into 2022? I'm calling it the year of unity, because 222, us and ourselves, and that idea of reuniting with who we are, coming back into unity with our truth and our path and all of that good thing.
Yeah, I think I encourage all of you and hold the space for all of you, and me included, because I'm on this journey with everyone else too, is just constantly going deeper and deeper into trusting ourselves, trusting circumstances, and trusting our ability to thrive no matter what is going on in the world and in our space, that there's always a way to thrive.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you so much, sweetie. Big
Thank
hugs
you.
to you and to
Love
Paul.
to you all. Bye, everyone. Have a fabulous 2022.
Thank you. Okay, everybody. So we're complete for today. Thank you for being here. I hope I will see you on Wednesday and on Friday with Raquel, and on Wednesday with me. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/joyfulnan, and click some little notification button. Then you'll see whenever we're live, you'll see whenever we put up something new. And please share this. We want this information and these incredible speakers and all of this guidance to reach as many people as possible, because we all need to feel that these messages, right, that we can assume success and what that really means, not like, okay, tomorrow I've got $1 million in my hand, but that we're becoming happier, more aligned, more in our own truth, and more that beautiful light being that we were designed to be. And the word destiny has been coming to me a lot in the last month or two. And I didn't used to pay attention to it a lot, but the difference between fate and destiny, you've heard that conversation, probably fate being something like, I'm stuck with this, I have this bad karma, it's never going to go away. And what karma is an energy. It's just a wound, or whatever you want to call it, in your field. And when you get the opportunity to realize that you have an original self, that you have a soul blueprint, and that knows everything. You came here on a fully funded mission, and you already know it within, but we're not taught to trust it. So this is softening to be aligned, and to let go of that judgment. What a beautiful message for everybody. All right. Thanks, everybody. Lots of love. Take care. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye-bye.